So Jeremy Doku is Man City's newest signing, and he looks like a really good player so far. He scored his first goal against West Ham at the weekend, and he looks like a really good player. He scored his first goal against West Ham, his debut goal, if I'm correct. That was his debut in the Premier League, and he looks like a really good player. He came from Stade Rennes, from the French league, and he looks like a really good player already. I think Man City over the last few seasons have signed some really, really good players. Haaland being one of them, Jack Grealish being one of them. Kovacic hasn't really shown us much so far, but Doku, I think, is going to be a really good player, and the way he plays, you can see that, and his celebration was also fantastic against West Ham as well. Yeah, I really liked his celebration, the gritty. But yeah, Jeremy Doku, he's going to be a fantastic player at Man City. I can see that, and Man City fans, I think, are very happy with Jeremy Doku. But yeah, it looks like Jeremy Doku is going to be a fantastic player. Just how good is he going to get for Man City? I don't know how Man City do this. They found Julian Alvarez from River Plate, made him into a genius. Haaland was already a genius, but he won the treble with them, so he could be on course to winning a Ballon d'Or. Jeremy Doku played for Stade Rennes, and now he's already been made a beast. I don't know how Pep does it. I do not know how Pep does it. Because he found Alvarez from River Plate, then Alvarez can't stop scoring. I don't know how he finds these players. Because Liverpool, yeah, they have a fabulous team, but they are already fantastic players. I don't know where he's found Alvarez from. I really don't know. But whoever scouted Alvarez, wow. It's amazing the recruitment Man City have done over the last few seasons. But yeah, it's looking good for Jeremy Doku at Man City. With Kevin De Bruyne being out injured for a long time, he will get a lot of game time. I don't even know if Kevin De Bruyne has come back yet. But yeah, he will get a lot of game time with Kevin De Bruyne being out of the squad. I don't even know if Doku's a midfielder, so but I'm pretty sure he is. Yeah, so it's looking good for Jeremy Doku at Man City. And Jeremy Doku could be one of the best players in this league by the end of this season. Liverpool even wanted to sign Jeremy Doku. But Jeremy Doku did not sign for Liverpool. But yeah, Jeremy Doku looks like a really, really good player. I think he could benefit playing at Man City. Coming from Ligue 1, obviously it is Stade Rennes, so not the best team in the world. And he's come from the French league, not the most competitive league in the world. I thought it was just going to be another, I literally just thought he was going to be another Hoyland. I thought he was going to be another Hoyland. Because he's come from a league where there's barely any competitiveness. And he's come from a team who had Jed Spence in their team last season. But yeah, Jeremy Doku was probably one of the best players in that Stade Rennes squad. And also he is a Belgian player, so he has links to Kevin De Bruyne. And there's also the number of players that Man City have signed over the years that have been fabulous. Yeah, it's brilliant recruitment. And Jeremy Doku, yeah, I like him. He's a good player. And I want him to do well. I do want him to do really well. But when De Bruyne comes back, does that mean he's just going to be a squad player? It might just mean he comes on every now and again. But I think that's why they signed Doku, because they know he's a good player and they want some reassurance for when Kevin De Bruyne gets either injured or just can't play. Yeah. And I do think that obviously both Kevin De Bruyne and Doku are amazing players. So Pep might even do some switching around between the players, and yeah, he could he could have Doku in one week and De Bruyne in the other week. But yeah, I think that's what Arsenal are doing with Raya and Ramsdale. But yeah, Man City, their recruitment this season so far has been fantastic. Gvardiol, Doku, Kovacic, amazing recruitment. I don't know if they signed any more players, but some really good recruitment. Oh yeah, and Mateus Nunes as well. I don't know why they need him. Mateus Nunes is a good player, but good enough for Man City, I'm not quite sure. Yeah. And there's also the fact that Jeremy Doku played in a team where he carried most of the players, Stade Rennes. And it's probably all down to how Man City manage this, because if they've got De Bruyne in, Doku isn't going to play. But I think that Doku will get a lot of game time in the next few weeks, because De Bruyne, I don't think he's going to be back for another couple of months yet. With the injury he got, I think it was like an ACL. No, it wouldn't have been an ACL, but it was definitely a muscle injury. It was from last season. So I think the reason why De Bruyne isn't playing is because of a muscle injury. But when De Bruyne comes back, is Doku going to be a bench player? Is he going to be a bench warmer? He could just be another Julian Alvarez, like good enough, too good to be on the bench. But yeah, Kyle Walker and Ruben Diaz and Rodri. Ruben Diaz and Kyle Walker, they're fantastic players. Rodri is superb, and the recruitment of those three players, fabulous. When City signed Kyle Walker from Tottenham about 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, he was almost like, it was almost like, is he gonna play? Because he's played for Tottenham. Is he gonna play? But he's been superb. When they signed Mahrez, he was still at Leicester City, not a great player, but then they made him into a machine, and now he's signed for a club in Saudi Arabia. But it's just the recruitment, if anything. It's just the recruitment that Man City have done, and it's superb recruitment. And even as a Liverpool fan, I have to say it's just superb recruitment. But obviously, Pep, he isn't like Todd Bowley. He doesn't just spend money for the sake of it. This is why Man City is so good. This is why Man City are so good. This is why they're probably the best team in the world. Because the recruitment of Haaland, Alvarez, Jack Grealish, those players are the best players in their team. Jack Grealish, he was supposed to be a flop. He was a flop for his first season. Scored a couple of tap-ins. But then, we fast forward to the 22-23 season, and he wins a treble with City. Can't get off the starting lineup. He can't get away from the starting lineup now. He's in the starting lineup every single game. Rodri, I don't have any words for him. Rodri is one of the best midfielders in the world. You just can't say anything bad about Rodri. He's one of the best, probably the best midfielder in the world. Probably the best midfielder in the world. Anyway, yeah. How good is Jeremy Doku going to get at Man City? If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do, which means like, subscribe, turn post notifications on, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.